my first review on anything, actually. If I move the subject of the review out of the way, some of you may recognize me from the Transformers and Stuff podcast I do with Chris and Nat, Six Shot Changer and All in a Blur. I will be linking the podcast and their channel somewhere. I might put an annotation if I'm feeling adventurous. I'm starting out somewhere. So I decided to do my first review here on this fella because sometime in the next week or two, hopefully, we should be getting Warbotron's Fierce Attack, and I intend to do an unboxing and initial reactions and a small review when that comes out. So I thought I'd get a little bit of practice in, get a video out there with the latest thing that I bought, and yeah, just test the waters, see what the technology that I have set up here can manage to do for me. Not that I've got the world's greatest setup. Hopefully this will turn out all right, but I'm now rambling, and so I should probably talk about this fella. Now, as many of you will obviously know, this is Combiner Wars Megatron. He finally made it to the shores over here. Picked him up in Toys R Us this weekend, Saturday. £50. I'm not complaining. If anybody wants a quick, just an opinion on whether or not to buy this, if you like Megs, if you like the IDW comic books especially, I feel this is a good representation of that, and you should. Just get that part straight out of the way. I like this figure. No two ways about it. I like him. I tend to like most Transformers, but I'm honest when I don't like them, sort of thing. Excuse me, got a bit of a cold. Not the best time to be doing this, but so all right. So stuff he comes with comes with this. If I put him this here out the way, which is a small gun, cast plastic. Comes in two halves. For when he's in tank mode, you've got a little rocket launcher and a mounted machine gun, I suppose. Not something Megs needs, another gun, when he's got ye big old beastie gun on the arm there, but as an accessory goes, it's all right. There's nothing much good about it, but there's anything bad about it. Got some very nice molded in details. I don't know if my camera is ever going to pick up on that. Probably not. You could get a bit of it, but yeah, some nice molded on details there. It's all right. Can't argue with it. Came with the figure. Obviously, he comes with his the Combiner Wars have all been coming with their collector's cards. I put that away in my collection. It'll stay there until the end of days now. But some nice artwork. The figure himself stands very, very handily, actually. He's got some nice big feet. Stands very well. It's quite posable. He has a little bit of an issue with his legs going forward, in that's as far as they go forward. Get his arms out the way for you. Yeah, do it that way. Far easier. Duh. Yeah, and that's because of his crotch plate here, and that does not flip up, which I hoped it had. The ones on the side do, so you can do split kicks. But yeah, forward motion, not so great, but quite posable. Nice heavy ratchets everywhere. They're not heavy, but they're definitely more than enough to hold up his bulk. There are a lot of people complaining about this red here, and I will say that I would have liked it if that was a different color. If that had been silver, it would have blended in with the rest of the body, and it wouldn't be quite as noticeable that he's got these big, especially when you put his arms out like that, these big red bars here. But otherwise, there's not a lot to complain about. I mean, he isn't the greatest posability, but he has all the potential posability that you might want. It's just, he's a big fella. and what kind of positions do you really want to put Megatron into? Yeah, I mean, excuse me. I like him, like I say. So he suits my needs. He's going to sit very nicely with the rest of my cons up on the shelf up here. So yeah, he's yeah. Let's go from. He's got a bit of a head tilt, not a lot. Can look down a little bit. Tilts up a bit. Will fully rotate. Arms will come out on this quite unusual joint, actually. I think, yeah, the hinge is up in here, inside the arm, and obviously that comes down to cover the rest of it. Shoulders are a ratchet that you can actually see jumping every time you move the arm. Elbows get you 90 degrees and then go flat back when they transform. Elbow swivel. Wrists do turn, but they are quite taut. They're quite tight in there. I wasn't sure that they moved the first time I tried, and then was quite shocked when they did. He does actually have a waist swivel, which I didn't even realize until just now. But he does have a waist swivel. Like I said, legs on that will go all the way back, but I will only go forward about so much because of the crotch panel here. That does move, but it doesn't move in a way that would be useful to you. It just comes down in a way. I'm not really sure why. I think he would have possibly been better off without. I mean, it completes the look, apart from giving a little unneeded red piece here. I'm not really sure on the red why they've used the red in certain places like that. That's like the inside of here, that didn't need to be red. That didn't need to be red. There's no reason for it to be red. Nothing at the feet apart from his feet will tilt back on themselves, but that doesn't really help with anything. And knees probably get you under 90 degrees anyway. He does also have another knee joint, which is but that's for transformation, but you can use it if you're feeling imaginative to get a kind of a, I don't know, if you want to make Megs have a kinked leg, by all means, but it's there. You got a backpack, not hateful, not horrible. I like it. We'll move up and down, so transformation instructions show you to keep it down like that. But I mean, if you prefer him to have a nice big thing at the back, sail away, I suppose, your choice. Gun on his arm is on a hinge here, which allows it to swivel back in. And once you do, you can turn it around so that you can have the end that fires the missile pointing forward. Pew. I like there. But yeah, it's. I think it looks a lot better when it's turned around the other way. Looks a bit more Megsy. Yeah, that's about all there is to say about it. Oh, he does have these arm covers that come down as part of transformation. They can get in the way a little bit, but I think, personally, I think they look all right on his. They bulk his arm out a little bit. So transformation-wise, it's actually quite simple, but quite satisfying as well, I find. Straighten his arms out and flip those two covers down. I do it a little bit differently to the instructions because I'm a maverick like that. You take his chest panel here, and you can lift it up, down hooks in there. Goes up on a double hinge and covers his head. You take the crotch piece here and bring that down, get it out of the way. I like to bend the legs back out of the way because that way you can get the crotch plate further out of the way. Take the both the arms and fold them up around, and when you do that, take the cannon and fold it down on that hinge. There's some pegs on the inside of the arms. Well, on the inside of the cannon and the holes on the arms. And if you're not trying to do this on camera, it doesn't look like you're messing it all up, but fold it all together like that. You take the backpack, split it in half, fold it forward on the hinges, and then lift it up, and there's some pegs here, a hole just on the inside of that, and you just peg that into that. Take the legs, straighten them back out so they're going backwards from the tank, and at that hinge there, fold it around, fold down the feet so they're flat, just loop it around on itself, and there's you can just make it out there. There's a peg and a small hole there, and there's the same thing under the cannon, and that goes together like that. Same on both sides. And then turning from being a stubby tank into a full tank by pulling that out, and you're done. Now, some people say to fold the crotch piece, back up to kind of cover the back of the tank, the turret, but I choose to fold it down because that way the turret becomes free moving and can in fact do a full 360 on it. Excuse me. So yeah, once he's in tank mode, he's very nice. I do like him in tank mode. He feels solid. There's a bit of an issue on mine, at least, where the pegs that you can't see them. Unfortunately, I can't get them onto camera. But there's some pegs on the top of his feet that go into the back of his body, and they don't quite sit in properly. You kind of have to fiddle with them a little bit, but once you get them in there, they will sit nice and flush. And once he does, he looks like a nice solid unit. Again, in tank mode, lots of nice details on him. Could have done with some more paint apps, but I have seen the Repro Labels set is already available for this, and I'm thinking I probably will get that because it puts a lot of detail. It picks out a lot of the details. A lot of these plate panels along the side here get picked out, and it does make him just look that little bit nicer. Yeah, rolling threads, which was something I didn't expect. They do work, but you do have to put some force down on them. They're more there for show, I would have said, but the fact they roll is a detail that didn't need to be there. Well, you can see the back of his head when you pick him up and do that, but if you're doing that with a tank, then the tank's probably already in trouble. Yeah, I should have done a size comparison when he was still in vehicle mode. Let's see who I've got in hand today. Generations Cup. Give you an idea, or try to, if I can get them right. He's a bit on the... So yeah, he's a nice size even in tank mode. I mean, he stands very tall when he's in robot mode. Again. But yeah, I like him. I think he's a good bot. I think the plastic quality in him is good. I do like the Combiner War series so far. So I know some people don't, some people do. So, each to their own, I suppose. He's going to sit quite nicely with my collection. And he's the first Megs I've got that I'm happy with. I have the... Where is it? I can reach it. Excuse me, Megs. This is the other Megs that I have, and nice though it is, for me, this isn't the Decepticon leader. This is a Nerf gun that turns into a robot. So I'm more than happy with this fella. He is is a good big step up for me. So, yeah, I'm not going to make this a long review if I can help it, because, like I said, this is my first one, and I have a feeling that I've rambled quite a lot in the middle and probably not shown people details that they wanted to see and stuff like that. So, yeah, hopefully this won't be my last. I know a few people have asked to see things from me, and I'm going to attempt to do it. I have the time, so all I got to do is keep working up the nerve to do these things. If you can't tell, I'm nervous as hell right now, all throughout this entire thing. So probably calmed down a little bit since the beginning, I imagine. But but yeah, all in all, I think this guy is a good figure. He's well put together, and definitely, if you're, like I say, if you're into the IDW stuff or the Combiner Wars line, or just like Megs in general, I think this is a good interpretation of Megatron, and one that you aren't going to have to spend 100+ on. This is going to cost, this, like I say, £50. This cost me. I think it's about the same in America. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, for that price, by comparison to other Megs figures out there that are similar sizes, or at least similar qualities that I've seen, yeah, this one will definitely do the job. Yeah. So I've rambled on now, and I've probably repeated myself 8 or 9 times. So I'm going to pull an end to this. Like I say, I will put up links somewhere, or at least in the description of the podcasts that I've done with the other reviewers on here, and hopefully you'll see me again soon, and I won't sound so much like an idiot. Okay, people. Bye bye.